Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. We are going to code Emacs Lisp today, a lot Emacs Lisp, probably 1 hour, okay? It's just going to be pure Emacs Lisp coding. So I'm going to write a command. There are several commands to write. So one of the command I want to write is to write a command to normalize YouTube URL. You see, YouTube in the past few years introduced several variations of URL. For example, you have utu.be. Then you have the normal youtube.com/watch something. Then you have /live/something. They introduced this like a few months ago. So it's annoying. So I want to canonize, write a command. So you press a button and the YouTube URL becomes, I would say, this one, okay? Which is shown in the URL field of a talk, of a YouTube, video. So I want to canonize them into this, write a command. So that's one of the Emacs command. And there are several. Resize images, convert to JPEG, so there are several other things to do. Okay, so if you are here, say hi, okay? Hello, 6. Okay, let's begin. Let's just start to code. So instead of me talking non-stop, hello, Bill. Okay, so let's start to code. Xa Talk Show. So today, let's begin to write a command, Emacs Lisp, okay? Now let's go to, let me get the problem here. Okay, so here is the description of the problem. And let's just start to code, okay? So Emacs Lisp, so write a command to normalize URL. Let's copy that, put it here. Okay, define. So this will be named Xa HTML YouTube Normalize. Okay, on the pink window, you can see all the command calls and the command name and the keystroke. I'm using Xafly keys, and I'm using Vorak keyboard. Okay, you can just search it and you'll know what it means. Okay, so docstring. Why don't we put this in docstring? So normalize YouTube URL, okay, and version, today's date, okay, and examples of YouTube URL, okay. So the first one is the normal. That's what's shown in the URL field of a YouTube, and then you have these variations, okay. So and then you have this live variation, okay? So the first thing you need to do is to grab the YouTube video ID. You see, for every YouTube video, there is this 11 characters sequence of characters. That's the YouTube ID. So you need to grab the YouTube ID. You need to parse it. So let's describe what we're gonna do. Algorithm steps, okay. Grab the current URL under cursor, find the YouTube ID 11 char string. sequence, 11 char sequence, okay? then okay, so let's then once you have the ID, then delete current region. Okay, then you just insert. Okay, that's the steps, algorithm steps. So now let's grab, so first of all, you need to grab the line. Yeah, let me show you. So for example, talk show, and for example, here is today's talk show. You can see this is the link showing browser. You see this is the link. So when you put your cursor on a URL, you want to grab this region. You want to find the beginning position and end position of this. Okay, so that we can do by, okay, let's thing at point. Okay, actually bounds of thing at point. Okay, that's the command you want. Now this command, this is a library bundled with Emacs. What this will do is that it will return a const pair of the beginning position and end position. Okay, so in here this will be just a URL. So let's describe function. Let's see. Yeah, so actually I don't have it, I mean, in my template. Okay, so that will returns the bound. So let me do that. Let BDS boundary. Okay, let boundaries equals to that. Then so that's a const pair. Then okay, so I want to define a variable xp1, xp2. That's the beginning position and end position. Okay, and here let's just say set xp1 car. Okay, then xp2 color. Okay, so this section will set xp1 and xp2 to be the beginning and end position of a URL under the cursor. Okay, so now we got that. So for example, we can print, okay, so hold on a second, let me show you. So now let's define xURL. Now by my variable naming convention, I start all my variables with X. It used to be a $sign, but $sign too confusing. $sign is the standard among Perl, PHP, and even Ruby in many languages, but it's too confusing in Emacs Lisp. So now I start my variable name with X. Why do you need to do that? You don't need to do that, but however, this will make the variable stand out. So as opposed to, so this is advantageous. This is part of the issue of programming language syntax design. So in many languages, by simply looking at the variable name or function name, it gives you several information about what that variable is or what that function is. For example, in Ruby, if you have a variable, a function name ending in question mark, that means that function always either return true or false. In Ruby, in Scheme, okay. In Lisp, that's typically P, but it's not strict. So some function that returns true or false, it doesn't end in P. Some other function end in P, but doesn't always return true or false. So in Lisp case, Emacs Lisp and Common Lisp, I believe Common Lisp too, it's like a fucked up system. So in Ruby, in Scheme, in Closure Lisp, whenever you see a function ending in question mark, that always just return true or false. And in Wolfram language, that's Q, okay? I have an article on that. So you can just search for solid predicate. Predicate in programming languages and naming. Okay, so that's the article. Okay, so you can read that. I'm starting to digress. So here's some example in Lisp. Here is Wolfram language. They all end in Q. And in Ruby, they all end in question mark. Same for Scheme, Lisp, and Closure. Okay. So anyway, that's a digression. So let's continue to code. Really learning a lot. Thank you. Just want to say hi. Thank you. Okay, you guys, if you like my stuff, pay me. Okay, because pay is the most important. You know that would be very much appreciated. PayPal or Patreon. Okay, so let's go back. So now we got the beginning end. Okay, so let's define the URL. So let's also set the URL here. What do you want? So now you have a beginning and end position. You want to grab the text in between. So that would be buffer substring no properties. Okay, so XP1, XP2. Okay. Okay, so we need to put this inside here. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so XURL is a string. Now, why no properties? What's with the no properties? Because in Emacs, every string they actually have a property attached to it. What does the property do? For example, syntax coloring. How does Emacs know this part is red? How does Emacs know this part is bold? How does Emacs know this part is purple? That's text properties. Okay, so in Emacs, any text or string may have properties attached to it, but sometimes you don't need it. So that's why you say buffer substring. You grab this string, but you don't want the properties. It usually doesn't matter. You can, for example, you can also do that will work too. Okay. Okay. So the URL is the URL. Okay. Now what you need to do is find the YouTube vid ID. Okay. Now I believe I already have a command for that. So let's try to find it. So that save us some time. Okay, so let's go to Kasa HTML mod. So let's go to Kasa HTML mod. Okay, open the source code. So there are 5,000 lines of code, and search for YouTube. Okay, so there it is. Kasa HTML get YouTube ID. So yeah, so you just pass a URL and you'll return an ID. So this function is, you can see, it tries to use a regular expression to match the string, and basically you want to grab 11 characters. So this function, let's just use it. Okay, so let's use it. Okay, okay, so you need a URL. Okay, so now you need to define a variable set vid ID. Okay. Okay, so you got a video ID. Fantastic. You don't need this comment, because this comment, it's obvious from this. This. So there's a tip for writing comment in programming language. You do not want to comment on something that's patently obvious. For example, this one, HTML get YouTube ID. This function name. So it's obvious, so you don't need this comment. Okay, so anyway, so let's put declare a variable there we have it. So now we got a YouTube ID. Now it's all simple. Now it's almost done. So now we just delete the region. Okay, let me just write it. Delete region from the beginning and end position of the thing. Then just insert the new canonized YouTube URL, which is this one. Okay, So let's insert this. Let's insert. Let's see, where do you want? Okay, so you want format. Okay, so this part is the ID. Remove that, it's there, and you add a variable there. Okay, so that should be it. Remove the beginning. That should be it. That's it for this command. I believe so. Okay. Delete region insert. Okay, I think that's it. Now let's just shrink it so that prettify the documentation, you know. Okay, eval the buffer. So now Emacs knows the command. Now let's go to XAR. Okay, so for example, this is today's YouTube. Okay, we're gonna call the command on this and see what happens. Okay, XAR HTML YouTube normalize HTML. There it is. Okay, do it. Fantastic! It seems to work. Show in browser. Okay, well we changed that, but we didn't change this part. So okay, so let's paste it there and show in browser. There it is. Fantastic. Now let's try it. Let's try it on the several variations. So for example, all these are variations. Let's just make a link so you can see all these variations. Now let's just try each one of them. Okay, do it here, do it here, do it here. Okay, now we changed the source URL, but we didn't change the link text. So let's fix that. So let's call a command to copy all the URLs, paste it here, relink them all, make a list. Okay, now go back to the top. We don't need this part anymore. Delete it, show in browser. You can see, fantastic, they all have changed into this same format. In fact, I can watch them. Actually, most of them are, I believe, my talk show. Yes. So click on that. Click on, oh, this is a fantastic movie. I recommend you guys watch it. I've been watching it for 3 hours yesterday. It's an Indian movie, but I mean, it's just 4 minutes. It's a funny snip. Okay, so let's open that. Okay, that's another, okay, that's the same movie. Open that. That's my talk show. Okay, fantastic. We've done this job. Good job. Hi, okay. Hi, Suzubribu. Any questions, any comments? Is it good? 15 watchers. Say hi, okay? Now we can take a break. 22 minutes. Let's get on to the next problem. Fantastic. Now, we forgot to paste the code. Let's put the code back here. So, one last double check. Code review. Is there something else you forgot? Okay, no, I think that's it. And we don't even need a comment. Okay, but anyway, so, okay. Syntax correct, showing browser, so we got what we want. And we don't even need this part anymore. Okay, so that's one thing done. Clean up, we don't need this anymore. Okay, that's one thing done. Let's next problem. Okay, copy this URL because we talked about, that's one of the things we talked about. Naming a predicate in programming languages, okay? And this Emacs Lisp code, let's copy it and move it here. Show in browser. Fantastic. XAR HTML mod. Okay, next problem. Okay, we did. Let's refresh. Okay, so let's see what's the next thing we want to code. Okay, let's code this one. Okay, let's code that one. Say hi. Okay, say hi. Hello. An aside question, what are you using as a pointer device? Okay, I think I showed that almost in every one of my video. Let me tell you. Okay, so anyway, so what is this? Given a list of file path, open them all. Okay, let's code that. Okay, whoops. You see, I want to, you see, here's a, let me show the pink window so you can see all the command names. So you see, press a key to select this HTML unit, a section, okay? And I can press a key to select it and cut it or undo, or I can just simply press one single key. It will cut it, okay? Save it, close, and back to here, paste, show in browser. So this is our next problem. Given a bunch of file path, you press a key, Emacs will open them all in a buffer, in each one in a buffer. Okay, that's a problem. Got a problem? Yes. Got solution? Yes, right now. Okay, so let's start. What's going on? Start Emacs Lisp. Okay. Define your function. So Emacs Lisp, very easy. Okay, define a function, docstring. Let's write documentation, the all important, critical. Most programmers, they don't write documentations because they don't know how to think logically, and they don't touch type, and it's true. Most programmers, they actually don't touch type, and then they have excuse, you know, touch typing is no good because all my friends who touch type, they have hand penned. You know, so the best advice is never become a professional. You know, if you are not a professional, all the professional boxers, professional football star, professional basketball star, professional karate, you know, they all have lots of injuries, you know. So if you want to be the best runner, you know, best marathon runner, doesn't matter what sport, gymnastic, marathon runner, they all have injuries. So according to these professional programmers who don't touch type, the best way is do not go into a pro. Just don't code, you never have problems. So anyway, so let's name this function open all file path. XAR open all file path. Okay, so that seems to be the right function name. That's okay, that's reasonable. Okay, so open all file path under cursor. Okay, that should be it. Okay, so now, just like before, the first task you need to do is you need to select kind of the current block or the current paragraph. Let's see. How do we gonna do this? Yeah, so assume, so you have a block of text. So assume the block is separated by empty line above, empty line below. So you got a block of text, grab that, and then you assume each line is a file path, okay? And then you just go through each one and just open them. Very trivial, okay? So actually we have written code already. So yeah, let's just use my code because last year, 2023, you know, I did about 100 videos on Emacs Lisp coding. Okay, every video is pure Emacs Lisp coding. So I've done this. What we need to do now, like literally 100 times. Because sometimes people watch me will say, "Oh, but where can I see you code Lisp? I want to see Emacs Lisp coding." Yeah, but I already did a lot. So let's just use my command instead of, okay, let me show you where is the command, okay? So go to XR Emacs blog, okay, search, just search for XR, get, there it is, get thing. So this is like the get thing at point before, but it features some other features. So what we want is get bounds of a thing, okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. So we just call this function, and this is free. You can just download it, okay? The source code is here. Okay, so get bounds of a thing. Unit is going to be a block. Okay? Yeah, so what does it return? Let's see. Let's double check. I believe it returns a const pair too. So it returns what? Return the boundary of a unit under cursor. Return a const cell. Okay, just like thing at point. Okay, so like before. XP1, XP2, which is the beginning and end position, and then let's declare a local variable. Okay, so that's the boundary. Then set XP1 car bounds, XP2 cadre bounds, okay, and let's add a new variable x text, okay. So then set x text to be buffer substring no properties, just like before. Clean up the code. There it is. So now you get the beginning position of the block of code and you get the text. Okay, now we just split. Okay, split string text, split string by the new line character. Okay, let's see what is the default. Describe functions, split strings, separators. Okay, separators. If it's nil, it should be a regular expression, but it's not. If it's nil, it defaults to, this. It basically defaults to white space. Space. White space, tab, and so on. So no, we don't want. We want our own. Okay. Let's just say that. Okay. Let's forget about omit nulls, okay? So split string, so let's add a new variable, lines, okay? Let's say paths, okay? Then set a list of paths. Okay, so now we got a list of paths. Now for each one of them, we just open it. So easy, map C will map a function to your list of paths, and what does the function do? It just open, okay? So it just so in Emacs the function to open a file is called find file, okay? So you can just say find file, okay? And let's look at the documentation, find file, file name. Okay, so in fact you don't need this lambda, you can, because that's a function we want, you don't need anything extra. Okay, so that's it. Make it pretty. Let's prettify our code. That's it. Okay, I believe that's it. Convenient function, because often when I started to, often I need to open a bunch of file paths. So I think that's it. So let's try it. Okay, one double check, last double check. Yeah, so find file. Okay, so evaluate the code. Now go to the talk show. Okay, let's put them. Okay, let's put a empty line at the beginning and at the end. So, okay, and now if I now call the command, it will open all these file paths. But first of all, let's check. This is my list of buffers, right? So you only have 2 open. So now all the others are the Emacs buffers, like the messages and so on. Okay, now close that. Now if I call, it should have like 10, also. Okay, so open. Oh yeah, that's it. Do it. There it is. Showing browser. Pearl Book Survey 2002. I have the Larry Wall personally signed one of my book. Okay. Next. Next. Open. Perl logo. Fantastic. A history of Perl logo. Okay. That's one of my article. Next. Showing browser. Programming language comparison. Perl, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, PHP, Lisp. Okay. One of my article. Which one is easier to learn? Which one is most easy to learn? Which one is more support functional programming? Which one is more object-oriented? Which one is better designed? Which language is more of a code? Okay, so I give you a ranking of all these questions. Which one has the best documentation? Okay, so you can read this article. Okay, next, showing browser, programming blog archive, okay, 2011, 10 years ago. So you can, for example, let's show one of them. The day Steve Jobs died, Apple and Google website screenshots. So you can, a record of history. So I record them. Okay, so let's see, next article, showing browser. On the survival strategies of Larry Wall versus Richard Stallman. Now, these days, a lot of people don't know who is Larry Wall anymore because my phone. That's Perl. That's the creator of Perl. For about 15 years, Perl is the most popular programming language from about 1997 to 2007. Okay, the most popular language. Top 3, I'll say top three. C++, Perl. Okay, about 1997 to 2007, about that range, most popular. And Larry Wall, the creator of Perl, is like, spread all the fake garbage. Like the best properties of a programmer is laziness. There's like Unix fuck spread. So he's responsible for introducing a lot false information, like theory versus practice. Like he gives you the sense, spread the sense that computer science is it's overrated. Perl is the best. You just do this, and you can solve this. Those kind of things. Like, spread misinformation. This Larry Wall scum. For 10 years, it's most popular, and every programmer, basically almost every programmer online, you will see they have a signature, like Perl something something, like and many spread Larry was crap. He likes those sound bite, little quips, like it sounds fancy. Anyway, so that's one of the article. Okay, that's some of the articles I've written. So close, showing browser, close, showing browser, close. Okay, so we have done this job. Okay, 40 minutes so far. We can go on to the next Emacs Lisp code, or let's clean up first, okay? Okay, put this back. Syntax correct, showing browser. Okay, today's talk show, that's one problem. Normalize YouTube URL. Okay, that's done. The second problem, open all file path. That's done. Before, without this command, you can do it. You can just do it each one. Okay, open it, go back, open it, go back, open it. You see, go back. You see, that's tedious. So now I can just open them all in one shot. Close. Okay, so great. And here's a code. So let's go on to the next problem. You see, these are the things I need to do myself. Sometimes, so I thought, let's make a video of it meanwhile. So, okay, refresh. Let's see what's the next problem. So let's do one more, okay? Now it's 40 minutes. Oh, your question about my pointing device, okay? Just go to Xali keyboard blog and go to the mouse section, and you have my mouse reviews. Let's see. So I show you how to choose a mouse. What are some of the criterias, and why 10 buttons mouse is great thing, and does DPI matter? What is DPI? And what about polling rate? The gamers, when they talk about mouse, they're talking about these things. The polling rate, does it matter? What is polling rate? Okay, so an optical versus laser mouse, which one is better? Some of the gamer, in the beginning, it's just optical, like around year 2000. It's, Microsoft first invented optical mouse. Before that, it's a rollerball. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let me show you some, okay, mouse. And maybe that's it for Emacs coding. Does anyone likes to see more Emacs coding? Tell me, okay? Otherwise, let's just talk about mouse for a bit, then that's it. Okay, some of the, there's quite a lot interesting trackballs and okay, so let's see, actually search for ball and for mouse. Mouse history, okay, so there it is. So you see, this page is mouse history. This is the first mouse by the famous Douglas Engelbart, very famous, 1968. So that's the first mouse. Then in the 1980s and 1990s, Power Station. This is before you have personal computers. But on Unix machines and Lisp machines, you have a mouse you need a optical pad, specialized pad to use it. Typically 3 buttons. So this is known as workstation, Unix workstation on Solaris and so on. Then you have, so this is mouse evolution from 1985 to 1995. So you can see next computer, Apple mouse, IBM mouse, and so on. Okay, that's some of the mouse history, and then you also have Apple mouse history. Okay, so here's some. So the first Apple mouse looks like that from 1989, something like that. Then this one about 1990. I used all of them. I used literally all of them. Most of the time I own each one of them because I was a Mac user for starting 1992. So Apple mouse history. Then okay, so but Apple mouse is actually the least ergonomic. Okay, I don't recommend Apple mouse. The least ergonomic. So Apple mouse, I wanted to show you. So there's a trackball keyboard, and here is a do-it-yourself trackball. It becomes fairly popular today. You can very nice. Okay, so let's show. So this is a keyboard with trackball you can still buy. And this trackball is very interesting. It got 2 square wheels. Okay, now this trackball is made by this company, A4 Tech. Okay, but the trackball quality is pretty bad. This company, I forgot it's from China or Taiwan. But anyway, 2 square wheels. This is a fantastic idea. Okay, this is the best. If you actually have a quality mouse or trackball with 2 square wheel, that's the best, because square wheel is the most suitable for a lot of reasons. For scrolling page, for scrolling the tab, for example, previous tab, next tab, for example, next, previous. And this one also got 2 square wheels. Okay, so anyway, so for any task, any command, any task you need to do that involves previous and next, you want a square wheel. Okay, including previous tab, next tab, or previous window, next window, next window, previous window. Okay, previous tab, next tab, previous window, next window, or previous workspace, next workspace, or if you are in let's go back to Emacs. Okay, so for example, previous paragraph, next paragraph, previous file, next file. I'm going into a cycle because I only have 2 files. Next file. So anything that involves previous word, next word, anything that involves previous and next. Also previous page, next page. Okay, anything involving previous, next, you want the scroll wheel. That's the best thing. That's the best, most optimal. Okay, so that is why this great idea. So what about a modern one that has that? Let me show you. Okay, a modern mouse. So a modern mouse that have 2 wheels is this one. Okay, I recommend it. Logitech MX Master. Now they have like several versions. Now they have the latest version. But anyway, the other wheel is thumb wheel. Okay, so you can buy it. Go to my website and buy it. Okay, let me copy a link. Let me do some self-promotion. Okay, I think that's it for today. So let me finish talking about mouse for a few more minutes. Okay, and Apple mouse history, do-it-yourself trackball, keyboard with a giant trackball, a mouse or trackball with 2 wheels, fantastic. But however, the company doesn't make quality products. So, and also this is Asian. This is like 20 years ago. They don't make that anymore. And here's this one. This brand is also A4 Tech. I think it's from China. And then this idea, two trackball. This is also a fantastic idea. Okay, when you have a ball, it's essentially just it contains the functionality of a square wheel. So you can think of one of these balls as a square wheel. It subsumes the functionality of a square wheel, but of course it can do much more. It can turn sideways. So anyway, two trackball is also a great idea. Okay. Then you have mouse history. Okay, we talked about this, the first mouse. I wanted to show the mouse mechanism somewhere on my page. You have a ball, literal a ball underneath the mouse. Okay, I didn't see it. But anyway, so let me tell you, so what mouse am I using? Okay, so these are recommendations for mouse. Let's see. So there's another issue, square wheel. Do you like it notched wheel or let me show you. So you can see right now the mouse, this is my mouse. This is got a spin wheel. So if it can spin for like 20 seconds. Fantastic. So on the mouse wheel issue, you have the notched scroll versus smooth. And then also you can spin. The spin wheel is only available on the Logitech. Okay, and I consider it a like necessary, so that's why I stick with Logitech mouse. I believe they patented it. That's why other mouse makers cannot make a spin wheel, I believe. So anyway, there's also smooth or notched, so that's an issue you have to consider. Then of course, then you have a spin wheel. Here's a video. Actually, I talked about it quite a few times. It'll spin for like 25 seconds. Okay, then there's a mouse size comparison. There's mouse weight comparison. Then there is best mouse for programmers. Okay, yeah, these three I recommend. So if you ask my opinion about mouse, these three I recommend. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Okay, that's it for today, I think. Let's see how many people. 14. Okay, 50 minutes. Okay, bye guys. I'm just gonna copy the links to my website so that other people can see. Okay, so great mouse, cause Apple mouse history, cause do-it-yourself trackball, cause keyboard with a giant trackball, cause mouse with two square wheels, cause okay, cause trackball with two balls, cause history of mouse, the first mouse, cause okay, showing browser, refresh. There it is. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay, pay me. Okay, this is sponsorship. Sponsored. Today's ad is sponsored by you. Okay, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, PayPal me, or you can buy my entire website. How much? No, just $300. 6,000 files of technical info. the entire xali, as a donation. So yeah, okay, bye.